previously, a not so distant past, I reviewed a lot of Shane Dawson's documentary stuff, which is one documentary which talks about sociopaths. Now I'm turning into another direction completely, which is what if Shane Dawson was trying to infiltrate this space between this love-ish triangle, but it's not a love-ish triangle. I mean, I just make shit up, okay, in the spirit realm. I make shit up, so I make sure that every single interaction is very interesting. For example, Alyssa Violet saying that, "Oh, I'm a big fan of your camera guy." I'm like, what the fuck is that supposed to mean? Because she doesn't need to explain herself when she throws these phrases. The interactions are very interesting indeed. And I associate the Red Room with spiritual police. So now he's being... Shane is being detained by Alyssa, but Alyssa only threw one punch in order to force him to put him here. You wouldn't understand, but this is the punch that she did. You can live here. That's it, right? That was the punch. The punch line or whatever. And this guy's like, let's sit down. So she literally forced him. That's kind of a loss already. The interview ends up being somewhere else, and you can sort of start to see that I'm digging a little bit deeper here. Deeper meanings. They exist, or if they don't exist, we just make them up to have fun. I don't understand what people are entertained by. Just watching blank content. I just came back, this spiritual retreat. Oh, there's something interesting going on. So Jake Paul, Logan Paul, and Alyssa Violet have been infiltrated. Let's put it that way. There's a lot of drama that they generate altogether, and now they're being infiltrated. And it's fair to say that Shane actually did a good job because, what was that? Nick Crumpton? That was the fourth guy, because you need 4 guys to actually run anything. I'm just saying. So, what? Jake Paul was the water guy. Fucking stupid. Yeah, Shane Dawson was literally looking for a sociopath because he was looking for Jake Paul to be a sociopath instead of a narcissist. But that didn't work out, so he was able to infiltrate him by also adding a sociopath in the mix, which was his fucking therapist. Shane Dawson's therapist was a sociopath. So it's like... this operation is just so fucking amazing when you understand that you don't understand anything. What the fuck is this, right? I was so interested by him bringing up sociopath for no fucking reason, right? It's like, oh, how can we incriminate Jake Paul basically? But now it seems like, oh wait, that fits right in. He must be a water person. He's a narcissist. If they're trying to create this magical 4-element group of super spiritual police that they can catch anyone and create any kind of drama they want. And Nick Crumpton is like, I'm out of here. if Jake Paul wants to do it, then holy shit, am I getting the fuck out of here? It's hilarious. I'll try to, fully describe what's going on here. Again, last episode I dropped a nuke that sex is death. There's another annotation to that. Fucking with people for the sake of fuck is pretty bad addiction. I'm just saying, okay? These are the snipers, right? These are the sociopaths, basically. They're like, oh, you fuck with me, I fuck with you. And it's like never-ending cycle. You fuck with me, I fuck with you. And back and forth. It's a ping pong, you know. Fucking hell. Sociopathic. Which is like pretty bad addiction because it takes the tangle, not tango, but tangle. You know, get entangled. Oh, pretty insane. Who's the social in your team? Because they don't get entangled, so it's like, are they fucking with each other or not? It's like, Shane Dawson was like, let's investigate this. You see that fucking powerful? Because they're literally gonna spirit connect him with Augustine, and it's gonna be sad and stuff. Whoops. I'll get to that later. Now, Amulet of Kings. Ooh. This one is really fun, by the way. So, the story of Oblivion. This is the story of Oblivion. And I laughed so hard when I realized it. Yeah, people can say I'm making shit up, right? That I'm stupid. But it works. But it's fun. But it digs you a diamond, and you're like, you can appreciate that, right? So I will bring that insecurity up because it's big. It's out there. People are gonna say that you're fucking stupid because you're not having a decent, humane conversation about nothing. It's like they're gonna miss that stuff. Oh, you're not talking about nothing anymore. Or you're not talking about how insecure you are about life. You're talking about something that you pretend to know something about, or it looks that way. It's just, I have to throw it out there because things get pretty fun when they break down. And you get to build your own sandcastle out of Legos that just fell down from the sky. Woohoo! Things are falling down. No, it's pretty crazy. Leah, by the way, are gonna be watching Thinning. Ooh, with 3 N's. God damn it. Yeah, she was starred in that movie. I want to fucking understand what the fuck this movie is about. Because this is about New World Order movie, right? But they're gonna talk about the Old Order. They don't know what the New World Order is, right? We just know that it's gonna switch. It's getting a wrong direction right now. We're gonna dab, basically. Dab very hard. So might as well put Jake Paul under the wheels so we can dab the entire fucking civilization, I guess, in a different direction. Now, Amulet of Kings. If you played Oblivion, Elder Scrolls Oblivion 4, right? Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. Amulet of Kings is supposed to be a very powerful thing, right? In the end, it turned someone who was sort of supposed to be a child, but I don't think it was a child of the Emperor, a lost child. No, I think it was all just fucking made up, basically. Oh yeah, I actually forgot. Yeah, people opening Oblivion gates because they know that if you go through Oblivion gates, you eventually get to the paradise. You actually get to, go through twice, go into the paradise, because you need to understand hell in order to understand paradise, which you sort of have to create yourself, but you can also warp into other people's paradise if you help them through their hell, right? Because people have their own hell gates. This gets very deep, right? All of a sudden. So, the Amulet of Kings. And by the way, again, do you have to read books to understand this? Do you have to fucking play the game to understand this very well? You just have to have a general experience and make a story about it, and it work out. It just works out, okay? You make a story about something, it just works out. Storytelling is the most powerful thing you can do. Nobody's doing it properly, so guess what? Stephen King is still the king, right? Whoever is writing the stories for, yeah, you know, who is directing movies and everything, who is even directing music, because I'm now a fucking DJ right now. So DJ is actually higher level than an artist who sings, because someone has to decode where exactly that the music plays and what does it mean. People can sing from their soul, but someone has to fucking read it, right? They report, but who the fuck, you know, collects all the reports, compares them, puts them all together. Now I'm doing this shit. Nobody. Hey. Fucking Stardust at me, please. No, I'm irrelevant. Don't worry about it. Anyways, Amulet of Kings represents the heart. But represents the heart for the people who actually don't see it. They literally, if you imagine medieval ages, like, I don't know what the heart is, right? I'm not educated. So, Amulet of Kings is like something precious that you don't want to be stolen. You really want to protect it, and all of a sudden it grows into you as something very special. And it's fucking huge, huge amulet. It's like, you really need it, you know. I bet also the Emperor didn't actually wear it all the time. He just needed it to be delivered. So he basically hired his own assassin to kill him because it was so well orchestrated. There's no way that the Emperor would have actually died. Like, he literally has a fucking army. He didn't have to even go through the fucking thing. Was he ambushed? Is Imperialist city under attack? Like, what the fuck's going on, right? Like, what the hell? Why he couldn't just stay there, you know? So obviously this is all orchestrated and pinned down. And by the way, if there's bad storytelling, you can break it down and create your own story. Essentially, right? If you can do it. If you can see the plot holes, you can actually twist the story. Like a Rubik's Cube, really. If you can see something spinning around, something loose, I can just flip the entire thing. It's almost like the game of Go, right? Where you take over territory, and bam, the entire territory is yours. If you circled around your opponent, poof, everything flips. There's also another game similar, but also black and white things where everything flips. So that's nice. That's a nice reference. So yeah, the Amulet of Kings is supposed to represent the heart. And for those who don't understand what the heart is, and so they start feeling things, they start getting in tune with other people. I think that guy, I don't actually remember his name. Let's just call him Mark. I don't know. The guy who actually gets from the Quatch, the Amulet of Kings. He gets, in a pretty safe place. I guess that's where they wanted to put Emperor in the first place, but it's like fucking stupid. Plot bullshit. Yeah, I mean, he was looking for it. Whatever. Everything works out perfectly, right? Even though it's probably just a random priest that the Emperor really liked. It's like, oh, he's a poor guy. Let's give him the Amulet of Kings. Let's see what happens. And again, essentially, Oblivion Gates are supposed to lead you to paradise. And the more Oblivion Gates you conquer, which are other people's Oblivion Gates, it's like they get to be opened in different cities from different leaders. You know, you get to what go with an army if you want. It doesn't matter because hell is hell, right? There's plenty of demons to choose from. Usually, people you're fighting against have an immense amount of demon, legions to go against you, which is very interesting, in fact. Yeah, it's almost like PewDiePie memed this game, and that's the only reason why I can actually. It's almost like I'm getting Amulet of Kings from PewDiePie himself right now. That's pretty honorable. When I shouted that PewDiePie's dead a bunch of times. I guess that's a cool reference right there. You see, story is pretty together right now. I just don't like playing Oblivion, but that's fine because we have Skyrim, so I wouldn't play Oblivion. I just love the reference though. Of just the gates, just. I think that's it. The paradise also very interesting as well, because whenever you have a high ego, it tends to make you mad, go mad, because you need both the evil ego, the very very serious and like deadly even. It's like I don't care about death too much. If it happens, it's like yeah, that's fine. And then the humble part of you, the lighter part of you, and you have to balance those parts very well together to actually create paradise in the first place. Now the shit that happens in the paradise is it's a bit overwhelming. I don't think I can break it down again. I'm not into playing Oblivion, although it's getting remade. I mean, that's kind of interesting, obviously. Yeah, obviously. That's a thing. But I can barely play Skyrim and actually enjoy it. I don't know if I'm gonna pick Skyrim Oblivion or whatever. Also, just Scientology is gonna throw in a joke. It's just a funny word, because I hate science so much. It's like, what? Is that a cult? Is that a fucking cult? Now, where can we go from here? I'm collecting cards or spirit creatures, mostly girls. Mostly because I'm one of those guys who opens his heart and does the girl collection thing. Because that's what you do. It's like girls have bigger hearts than guys. Guys just have trouble, and this sort of works. I think Shane has a pretty decent heart. I like to call them cats. The guys who have big hearts, cats. Because they're just connected, but they don't know what to do with it most of the time. So they just lay around and do nothing. They're just terrible people. But a lot of people are terrible anyways. So, because everything is breaking down, so I call them cats. Let's pick up those cats. They have a lot of fucking women laying around in their graveyard of hearts. Fucking insanity. No, these are big fat cats right there. You know, Shane is just one example. I think I work for a cat. I also have a Lithuanian cat that I have reviewed to my best abilities. Do I know any other big cats? Yeah, these are somewhat narcissist. I called Shane Dawson a mega bitch, but like, let's be a little bit more humble on this one. Although he mega bitched his way into this spiritual police very well. That's nice. See, it's so cool. It's harmless stories, but eventually, when the mad god reveals his paradise, if someone has a lot of plans for how to make the world in order. And think about it this way. The New World Order doesn't come from, let's say, a bunch of guys who have planned everything out. It comes from love. Who has the strongest love? First for themselves, and then whatever story they can come up with. That sort of tries to attract someone but doesn't really work out. Or does work out. It doesn't matter whether I win or lose. It's love, right? It's something that people would fight for and fill in the gaps, which is everything that I actually wanted from life, which is it's probably the highest level that you can get. Is like, oh, I get to start New World Order. Thank you everyone. Thank you guys for watching.